How would you guys like to learn how to make one of these beautiful face masks in 20 minutes? Say hello to Mom Wanda. Hi, everybody. First of all, let me go ahead and shout out the YouTuber whose tutorial I followed. Their channel is called Easy to Sew. It's all one word put together, and the word sew is S-E-W, like what we're doing right here. So I recorded a tutorial on the first one that we made on the sewing machine, and along the way I noticed, because it's this dark color, the black and the blue, some of the stuff was kind of hard to see. And since we've made the first one and we've made 7, we've learned a lot of tricks and tips. So stay to the very end of the video, because I'm going to pop back in and show you some of the tricks and tips that we've learned so that you can go ahead and make your mask very easily, okay? I'm going to have Joe run the camera over my shoulder so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. To make the template, take a piece of printer paper and fold it like this, and then draw a box like this. This is 5 by 3. I've measured 2 centimeters in here and then 3 centimeters down, okay? So grab you a pencil, turn the paper around. I want to go from that point to that point. All right? So just draw it as curved as you can, just from one point to the next point, and then go from this end to the line. Erase it if you make a mistake, so that's why I'm not drawing with the marker, and just curve it to the line. So it'll look like this. And then grab scissors that you cut paper with, not your fabric scissors, and just cut it out. And here's the first part. So now to make the next piece, this is for the outside part. We need another piece of paper to make the next piece that's going on the inside, that goes on the inside. So I cut out a piece off of this paper just to make it look different so you guys can understand, right? And I made it the same size. I drew a line like that, 1.5 centimeters in, and I cut it off. So it's a little bit shorter. So now this is your filter pocket, and this is for the outside. So now we're going to cut 4 pieces of this one from one fabric and 2 pieces of this one from a different fabric. I bought 2 yards of cloth, guys. One of this color, one of this color. I washed it and I dried it and I ironed it out because one of my viewers told me it will shrink after we're done sewing the mask, and then the masks will be too small for our faces. Good looking out, viewer. Thank you so much. So this is going to be my outside. This can be your outside if you want, okay? Just pick what color you want. And I'm going to cut 4 pieces like this and 2 pieces like this for the filter pocket, okay? So that's, I'm not going to use the wheel thing. I'm just going to use a scissors and cut around my template. So when I come back, I'll have those 6 pieces ready. I was trying to cut it with scissors, guys, but the edges are getting kind of crooked and I don't like it. So I've grabbed my cutting wheel. Joe changed the blade out for me so it can actually cut now. And I cut out the 6 pieces. This is the 2 pieces for the filter pocket and the 4 pieces of blue for the actual mask. So put them correct side to correct side, and of course the blue and the black doesn't have a wrong or correct side. It looks the same for me. Put them together like this so the curved edges are together. See, I'm still checking to see if there's a wrong or right side. And then now sew it on the top part, 1/4 inch seam allowance, just across the top, and for the pocket too. So Joe is sewing it. Now I'm trying to iron open the seams, but you can't see what I'm doing because I'm doing it on this dark blanket. But stay tuned because we'll fix that in the video, okay? So now I'm snipping and not snipping my threads. And now the tutorial that I watched said to measure in about 1/2 inch and draw a line. This is on the pocket piece. So this is supposed to guide you to double fold the ends for the pocket piece like this. See, it's double folded. Let me open it up. 1, 2, and then iron. Do the same thing on the opposite end and then sew it right at the edge. This is to seal in the edges for the pocket. See, I'm following my instructions just like a recipe, guys. I wrote it out. So Joe is sewing it very carefully. So now here we are. This is the bottom. It's right side up. Put the pocket piece right side up and line it up with the seams, okay? And then put the top piece the wrong side up. So the wrong side towards your face. And just find the seams, open them up. This is why we iron them open. Just kind of pin it, sew across the top, and sew across the bottom. See, Joe did this. Now snip. Be careful not to snip your stitching. And then open it up and cut out a piece of the middle piece, which is the pocket piece, to make it less bulky. Do it on both ends, okay? I'm snipping the other end. Now flip it over, and I panicked because I thought maybe I sewed the pocket on wrong, because look, see, the wrong side is showing. But then I kind of flipped it through again, flipped the pocket over the mask like this, and now the pocket is showing up on the correct way. Man, I panicked. So let's iron it again to flatten those seams. And now measure the pipe cleaner or some piece of flexible wire, 4 inches, and then stick it in the top part of the mask. So if you have a mask with text on it or some type of pattern, make sure that you know where the top is, and make sure it's even on both sides of the seam. And then measure in 1/2 inch on the ends and draw a line so that you can fold under the edges where the elastic is going to go. Okay, you want to finish your edges. So iron it. Do it for both edges. Okay, let's take care of the elastic. I'm measuring 9 inches for this one, but you're gonna have to adjust according to different people's faces or heads, okay? So you just want to pin it in place. And do the other side, make sure the elastic is not twisted. Now Joe is going to do a top sew, making sure that he pins the pipe cleaner in and double stitch over the elastic. See? Now it's ready. Now let's see how to make this again, guys. Thank you for making it this far in the video. Now let me show you some tips and tricks. All right, so I have a pretty cloth here with Belize on it. So remember, this is your outside, 4 pieces. It doesn't matter what the underside of the mask is, so I just cut these 2 pieces out. It's done. Now I want this to be the front, so I've laid it on the cloth and cut out these 2 parrots. And now I want this Belize, you better Belize it, to come out. I can't get the whole thing, see? No matter what I do. So I'm just going to get this part, the Belize part. Let's see. Should I leave some of the U? Yeah, I could get the U, the letter U, and it'll still work. So you want to flip it that way because this one's that way, right? Because when you sew it, it's going to go that way. And then you just cut it out. I've learned that it's easier to cut it with the wheel than with the scissors, unless you can cut really, really well. I cut kind of like a 3-year-old child. I think a 3-year-old child can cut better than I can. Okay? So this is all I'm going to do is just cut it around. And then when I come back, Joe will be sewing it together. And then I'll show you another tip. Alright guys, see? That's going to be the front of the mask. This is going to be your liner. And this is the pocket. Now the video that I watched, they cut this right away before ironing open the seams. And I found that to be very difficult to iron the seam afterwards, after it's cut. So I iron first, and I do realize that the cloth is so dark that you couldn't see when I was ironing on my bed. Let's iron this one. You'll be able to see this one better. So iron open the seam, so it won't give you trouble when it's time to put the 3 pieces together, okay? After you iron the seam, that's when I take little scissors and snip, not even near, can you see it? Not near the stitching. This is all to make it lay flat, alright? So I'm going to do that with all 3 pieces. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you how to assemble this so that you can be sure to have that beautiful pattern on the front and not on the back. So before we put the 3 pieces together, guys, remember when you drew that line so you can know where to fold it? You can judge it, okay? Fold it like, I think that's 1/2 inch. And then again, iron it to make it easier for Joe to sew. You guys seen this, right? Because at first I don't think you saw that in the video. So now Joe's gonna go and he's gonna sew up this. This is for the pocket. Alright, so Joe sewed these edges already. So now this is the bottom part of the mask, or the back part. Lay that down. See how that correct side is facing up? Set this there where the correct side is still facing up. That's the pocket. And then for your top part, you want it to where the wrong side is facing up towards you. Okay? And then just line up these seams and pin them at both ends. Let me go ahead and do that. So you see why we had to iron open the seams, right? So it lays flat. So they're all lined up now. Joe's gonna sew here and here only. Okay, so now you have to snip here again to make it lay better when it's open. And you're gonna do this on both sides that Joe just sewed. Well, I'm gonna do it. Then open up here and just grab the middle, which is the pocket, and just kind of slice out a little bit of it to make it less bulky. And you do it on both ends. So flip it over through one of the ends, and sometimes when I flip it over, the pocket is on the wrong side like this. I'm glad it happened that way because I don't know what I do when it happens that way. But don't freak out. You didn't sew it wrong, okay? Just go ahead now and flip the whole thing through. Sometimes it doesn't flip like that for me. It flips the correct way, but sometimes I freak out. It's like, did I sew it wrong? So then you want to iron again. We're almost done already, guys. You can sew this on a sewing machine within 20 minutes. And if you're doing it by hand, I'd say maybe an hour, unless you're a faster sewer than I am. So here's your pocket where your filter is gonna go. And then now we just have to put in the nose thing. And I found this in a stash of stuff from Mommy, because Mommy used to do art. These are pipe cleaners. Each stem is 12 inches long, so I can cut it into 3 and get 3 masks out of it because you want it to be 4 inches long. This is the slowest part of doing the mask. You want to go, oh, let's find the top. I did one of them where I put it on the bottom by mistake because I was just not paying attention. So this is the slowest part. You want to go ahead and stick the pipe cleaner in here, but you want to check it to make sure it's even on both sides. See, this is not even. It ends here and then it ends here. So I got to like maneuver it. It takes a minute or so to do it. And once I get it right, I just kind of pin it here with the pin so Joe can sew it. So let me go ahead and do that, all right? All right, so I think I have it where it's balanced in there. So now, in the earlier part of the tutorial, we drew a line here to mark where we're going to bend it for the elastic. We don't need to draw no line. Just kind of eyeball it. Makes everything go faster. So you see what I'm doing, right? I'm just kind of bending the 2 pieces under. And then iron. I'm going to do that with the next end too. I know this looks ridiculous, right? It says 21. Alright, so this is what I've done. I've measured the heads of my family members. And if it's anything between 21 and 23, I cut the elastic 7 inches long each. If it's above 23, Joshua has 25. Okay? Then I cut the elastic 10 inches. So here we are. And this is like a 1/2 inch, I think, elastic. That's the skinniest I could find. Let me get my measure. Yeah, look at it. See? It's a little bit less than 1/2 inch. I don't know what you call that.
Okay.
It's not 1/8. So this is 7. I'm going to cut another 1/7. For Joshua, I had to cut it 10. For some other people, you might have to cut it 8 or 9. So just adjust according, and I just let them measure their heads. Anything from 20 to 20, I'd say 22, 23. 7 would be good. And then above that, you have to go 9 or 10. And you just stick one end in a little ways because you want it to grab a hold. And this is what I do to hold it in place so Joe can pull the pins. Make sure it's not twisting. Put the other end in. Stick it. And if you're like me and you missed that completely, because I missed this a lot when I was watching the video, let's do it again. Come on closer, Joe. Stick a little bit in. See how far it is? It's all the way there. And take a pin and just hold it in place so Joe can pull it. Pull the pin. Make sure it's not twisted. Stick this end in. I can't work with these nails. They're getting too long. Stick it there. So now what Joe's gonna do, he's gonna top sew. He's gonna start from one of these ends, seal it up shut, and he's gonna back stitch several times over the elastic to hold it strong. Then he's gonna come here, feel for that wire and sew right along here. Do the same thing with the elastic here and on the bottom in the top sew, and it'll be done. Let's get that done. Isn't it gorgeous? The blue on the back. You don't have to worry about what's going on the back because nobody will see that but you. So if you have scrap material and it's a different color, it doesn't match, just go ahead and make it anyways. Just know which one is your front. Remember I showed you how to know which one's the front, and then put your little pocket. This is a little piece of coffee filter that Joe cut, and we're putting it in here because somebody suggested that. By no means are we saying that this is for the medical industry, but I'm saying for us, lay people, when we want to go to get food and medicine, we have to be protected. I'm not going to put this one on my face because of the fact that I want to give that one away, and we already have ours. So this is for any family member that needs to use it. This is the first one. This elastic is long. It's a 9. It's too long for me. When I put it on, it's very loose fitting. So this might end up being for Josh. Josh might end up getting 2. This one's for Joe. Joe designed this for himself. It has black pocket on the back, and then all this stuff. We have all this Belize fabric here that's not enough to do anything with it, but we're gonna make these masks, right? So here we have this for me because I cook, right? So we have what? The limes? They look like limes. Yeah, this is mine with the black on the back, and they all have the coffee filter on the inside. And don't forget that they have the nose piece, all right? So the pipe, but the pipe cleaner goes there, and you guys got it? So, and don't wear lipstick when you're putting on your mask. And make sure you have your brush and your comb to fix up your hair. Still have to look beautiful when you go out, right? So I hope this helps you guys. I'm so grateful for that YouTuber that made that tutorial because I've seen a lot of tutorials. I don't like the ones where they're like one piece of rectangle and then you sew up the sides, flip it over, and then scrunch it up. I don't know. I don't like those ones. I like this one. It has a little shape to it, and I like that it has the filter pocket and it has that nose thing right here, okay? So if this video has helped you, please share it with a friend, somebody who knows how to sew. Tell them to get into high gear and start sewing this for friends and family because we need the help. A lot of people have asked me to sell these. I don't know that I will because then I'm gonna have to go to the post office and maybe come in contact with somebody with the thing, but we'll see. We won't rule it out, but I definitely wanted to show you how it's done so you can help yourself, right? The Bible says, get wisdom, with all thy getting, get understanding, right? So a lot of people believe that knowledge is power, but it's not just knowing something that gives you power. It's applying what you know. So now we know a little bit better, right? So we're going to apply it, and we're going to make these masks for friends and families and for ourselves. Bye guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're seeing me on Facebook, don't forget to follow, like, and share the page. If you're seeing me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the page. And if you want to see me on a different platform, come and join the membership at Patreon. It's patreon.com/Bear Pantry Show.